Go, just, yeah. Wait, ready? Okay. No. Oh, you're not going in?
No, I'm sorry, I have to use my battery.
No, not good. That's the press gallery.
Why is that? Are all of you members of the media okay with this? How the federal government is treating media in this country? You're going to allow them to pick and choose what reporters come in? Sheep is what you guys are.
Close P1.
For over 2 months, Canadians have been in lockdown, staying in their homes, and Justin Trudeau has been doing largely the same. He's been hosting these press conferences that have been a replace for Parliament here at the Rideau complex here in Ottawa. I've been on the phone with Justin Trudeau for about 2 months now, calling pretty much every single day, and I'm always getting the cold shoulder. The parliamentary press gallery reigns supreme here. They're not allowing anyone who is not approved by Justin Trudeau, by Terry Guion really, to ask the Prime Minister questions over the phone. There's 4 questions for reporters on the phone every day, and those questions go to reporters across Canada, but they largely are from the press gallery. Now, me in Calgary on the phone, it's not working, so I decided I would come here to Ottawa. I'm at the Princess Anne entrance. Every day, I get an email from Justin Trudeau's office saying that reporters can come here. There's open media coverage. They can come here to the Princess Anne entrance and then go forward, proceed to Rideau Cottage. I'm going there right now. I'm going to see if they let me in. And then when I do, I have a slew of questions that have been building up for me to ask Justin Trudeau over the past 2 months. So I'm going to ask them all today, hopefully. We'll see if we can get in. Let's go.
So you are with
Rebel News.
Rebel News.
So they just let us in. I'm a little bit surprised right now. I didn't think that we were going to get this far. I showed them my badge, which I guess, to be fair, was good enough for the Hong Kong police force not to tear gas me, so I guess it was good enough for them. They said they directed us to the P1 entrance. We're going to follow the CBC van and see if we can get in. Just before we got in, Le Devoir, which is an organization in Quebec that has gotten a huge share of all of the questions over the phone, they were in that car right before us, and after he let them in, he radioed forward to someone saying who they were and who they were with. So right after we went in, I presume they sent some sort of message to Trudeau or his staffers to say Rebel News is in the house. So hopefully they don't stop us now, because I have a few questions to ask. So we're here. We're at the doorstep of Justin Trudeau's house, right here. The media that has come in so far has already put their stuff down right here, and they're just sort of waiting to be let in to the final step of this press conference. There's a lot to go through. He's the Prime Minister, that's fair, I guess. So we're here waiting with the rest of the media to get in and ask these questions. How are you, Terry? Yeah, it is.
Sorry. Alex, press secretary.
Hi.
Good to meet you.
I'd shake your hand too, but
No
worries.
you guys.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
What's interesting here is Terry Guion, actually, the former head of the Parliamentary Press Gallery turned PMO staffer, illustrates how close the two organizations are tied to each other. He came out with his mask on and then was being condescending as usual. It's funny, the first time I saw him was in a hockey rink when he body checked me in northern Saskatchewan. The second time I saw him was actually at the White House. He was a little starstruck, I think. So my guess is he doesn't want us here. So I'm going to read out now the questions that I would be asking, that I hope to ask, because I do hope that I get in. I'm going to ask the Prime Minister, on January 23rd, a committee of 15 officials at the World Health Organization had voted on whether to declare the virus a global health emergency. It was a split decision, but China actually ended up winning the vote, and the WHO did not declare an emergency. Theresa Tam was on that committee representing Canada. I want to know which way she voted. Right now we have no idea. The follow-up is such. Mr. Prime Minister, you have allowed Dr. Theresa Tam to remain employed by the World Health Organization throughout this pandemic. If there is a conflict between the WHO's interests and Canada's interests, which boss does she follow? Or does she simply agree with whatever the WHO says, even though they have been wrong on so many occasions? Now, we want to ask those questions to Justin Trudeau. They're very straightforward questions, very reasonable questions. And let's hope that we can do it.
Go, just, yeah. Wait, ready? No. Oh, you're not going in?
No, I'm sorry, I have to use my battery.
No, not good. That's the press gallery.
Why is that? Are all of you members of the media okay with this? How the federal government is treating media in this country? You're going to allow them to pick and choose what reporters come in? Sheep. It's what you guys are.
Close P1.
So do we just wait here? Does it feel good censoring media in this country? This badge was actually good enough for the Hong Kong police force, and it's not good enough for you. Is that true?
I'm not answering any question right now.
Why is that? Did Justin Trudeau tell you that he didn't want any journalists that would ask difficult questions in there?
I'm not making any comments.
Why? Because you're ashamed?
Not at all. No comments.
Is this open to the public?
No, it's not.
It's not. Why am I here
I'm
then?
going to be warning you. Any disturbance, anything, you'll be escorted out of the site.
How did I get in here if it's not open to the public?
You're not coming in, that's it. So.
But I'm in the Rideau complex.
You are.
This is where the Governor General lives. This is where the Prime Minister lives. How did I get in here? I got all the way here until a partisan political staffer said, no, he's not allowed in.
I can escort you right now if you want me to.
I'd rather not,
okay, so
I'm here within my
right
rights.
there. Okay.
Sergeant,
Don't turn off the microphone. I'll answer the question. Turn it off. Put it on the ground.
Sergeant Leduc, he says.
I'm in charge of all the security of this site, including Radio Hall and Prime Minister's residence, okay?
My legal counsel is telling me I don't have to put anything on the ground. This is Canada, not China, for sakes.
As long as you're on my ground, I can now order you to do anything I want.
Sorry?
As long as you're on my ground, this is my site. I'm in charge of security
This
here.
is your site? See, actually, it's the taxpayers that own this building.
I'm in charge of security, and that's all I'm going to answer right now. There's no picture on the ground.
No picture on the ground?
You're not allowed to take any picture of the security fence here. I ask you to review your camera right now.
Sorry?
Picture. I'm going to ask you to review your pictures right now.
You want to review my pictures?
If you don't show me, I'm going to ask you escort you out.
I'm not showing you my pictures, man.
Okay.
This isn't Hong Kong.
Okay, let's go. You're not welcome on this site.
I'm actually, I
You
am.
do-
Guards, let me in.
No, I'm telling you, being in charge of the site, you're not welcome. Okay, I'm going to ask you to leave, or we'll be escorting out.
I don't have an intention to leave. I want to ask
Do you have a car here?
questions. Sorry, what?
Do you have a car here, or did you walk in?
I walked in.
Okay, let's go.
Are you going to arrest me?
I'm going to escort you out.
So he's not arresting me.
Okay, let's go.
Don't touch me.
I will. Go. Not welcome on this side. Okay. I warned you.
This is Ottawa, Canada, 2020, when Justin Trudeau is having his RCMP throw out a journalist for no reason, because I wouldn't show him my phone. I wouldn't show him what pictures I've taken. You're twisting my arm harder. How do you sleep at night knowing that you are leading to the death of this democracy? What was his name? Sergeant Leduc.
Nope. Resist, okay?
I'm not resisting anything. You're just doing a
Right
bad
now,
job.
You're not under arrest. You're just being escorted out of the
I'm
site.
not under arrest, but you have your hands on me like this? What are you doing?
Are you going to walk free out of the site?
This is cute and all, but I'm not all that into you.
And you
I was allowed in here as a journalist. And then when a partisan staffer, a political staffer, says, no, we don't want that particular journalist in here, you do his bidding. Laughing? You think this is a joke? So this is where we are in Canada. In 2020, I go to ask very simple questions, very straightforward, level-headed, and questions that the Canadian public needs answers to. But his political staff will do whatever they can to protect him. They have the press gallery on a leash. Just a big disgrace is what is going on here. If you want to support our coverage, if you want to see more of it, as we try to ask Justin Trudeau very basic questions, which will expose him as a puppet of China, go to letusreport.ca. We have one ask. We want to report on what is going on in Ottawa during this global pandemic. Help us do that by going to letusreport.ca. If you can pitch in a few bucks to help me with my trip here and home, my cameraman as well, it would go a long ways. We're not done here in Ottawa. Stay tuned for more. And they saw my badge. It was good enough for the Hong Kong police to not tear gas me. Wasn't good enough for the RCMP. They are now officially below the Hong Kong police force. If you want to go to letusreport.com, sign the petition to Let Us Report first off, and then pitch in a few bucks if you can help us continue the work that we're doing here.